And we are back live in Salt Lake City, Nevada, Utah. Okay, now I'm just doing it as a joke. Salt Lake City, Utah for race stop number 6. My name is Dave Vincent alongside Anthony Celesto for this match. It's the blonde bombshell, Alan Garner, and Vic Perez. Vic is the Cinderella story here in Salt Lake. He defeated the #1 seed in the qualifier, Andy Nett. He was the 8th seed, and then he got placed in the blind draw as the 12th seed, playing up against the best players from number 5 through number 8, arguably, in Alan Garner. He was the best seed of those 5 through 8 players. Now they're shaking hands. So
it is a third quarterfinal match of the day.
Before that,
serving first,
he had Charlie Shanks to take down, which was the best player of those that were in the round of 16.
And receiving serve from San Antonio, Texas, Alan Garner.
So I had that wrong. He had to go into the, as a
0
5
serve
seed
0.
going into the, he had to play the 5 seed, which was Charlie Shanks. And now he's playing the 4 seed, Alan Garner. So he's got a real tough road here, and so far he's been playing really good handball.
We'll see. Hopefully he can continue his streak.
1 serve 0. Point.
Now we're tied at 1 here.
One serves 1. Short. Second serve.
Believe it or not, Anthony, we have another match after this one tonight. Seems like we've been here all day.
Absolutely. Well, I still have to play later tonight. And
So do I.
I believe you do too. Well, if you're a handball fan, that's all you can ask for.
Point. Yeah. Sean, line judge? I need.
Luis Cordova is the
2
line
serves
judge
1.
here. 2 serves 1 is the score. The blonde bombshell, Alan Garner, representing the Salt Lake City Aces, and Vic Perez representing the Tucson Gunslingers.
Point.
And Vic is a little slower now than he was earlier on.
Yep. You see that with the power, Allen being fresh, it could be very
3 serves
difficult
1.
for Vic.
Point. Four serves 1.
This is rally scoring best 2 out of 3 to 25. You have to win by 2, and pretty much every rally results in a point being scored. Oh, nice fadeaway rollout kill from Vic Perez.
Vincent-esque.
Everything I do is
serves
fade
4.
away, but I never kill the ball.
Okay, well, it's talking you up a little bit.
My career is also fading away, especially when you're in the booth.
Okay.
That's how I turned around on you.
I like that.
Five serves 2. One.
There's a 6 point for Alan Garner.
Allen's playing really well right now.
Garner is
2.
sponsored by the San Antonio Handball Association. And of course the Salt Lake City Aces.
You see Allen's trying to do those 2-wall passes, keeping Vic in the back of the court.
Vic now gets a point, steps into the server's box.
3 serves 6.
Midway across the stripe there. Revolving door, flips it back toward the left. Alan Garner's just too powerful, and Vic has got too many matches underneath his belt here to try to go retrieve that. He was getting those against Charlie Shanks, though.
And you saw that against his other opponent, or the other players that participated. Fink exhausted after his long match with Emmett, and And then Luis, even I saw a little fatigue in him against Natty. So.
Well, it progressively gets harder.
Absolutely.
In this race for 8 in the top 12. Qualifiers have a couple rounds. They go into a fresh standing 5 through 8 seed.
First time out.
If they can get by them, they have to then go into an even more fresh
competitive
round of 8 match. Seems like it just gets harder that way.
Well, isn't that how it's supposed to be, though? As you get further along in the tournament, shouldn't it only get harder?
It should, and if we actually held a true round of 16, then the same guys would still be in the quarters and the same guys would still be in the semis. But
absolutely,
this way, it's very special to get into the quarters. It's very special if you make it there. That's why this is a Cinderella story for Vic Perez. It's one thing to qualify, but to make it into the quarterfinals, you've arrived.
And you're playing some good ball.
Especially if you defeat somebody in the top 5.
Absolutely.
In the world rankings.
Okay, 9-3.
Right now, in all of handball and all of the world when it comes to 4-wall, Vic Perez is competing against the 4th seed. He just defeated the 5th seed. Right now, he is one of the elite players in the world playing the game of handball.
Absolutely. You have to tip your hat to him.
And it's broadcast over the internet around the world right now.
And that's beautiful.
And this is the only match that's doing that. That's why this is an important thing. This game of handball and this big stage that we have created.
Big stage. I do like that.
I mean, can you name any other big matches right now with marquee players that are on a live broadcast? You can't.
I can't. On a live broadcast, I can't. What's up?
Point. 5-10.
It's a good serve by Vic. It's keeping Allen off balance, not giving him a setup.
Over.
And I think good call.
Five serving 10.
Nice shot by Vic. He's got to stay aggressive in order to compete with Allen, I think. Vic has to stay competitive or aggressive to compete at this level, I think, because Allen's, like you said, fresh.
Allen's just very sharp right now. That can work to your disadvantage if you don't warm up. I mean, we saw in Tucson a few times where the player that was waiting did not win. For example, Alan Garner was up against Armando Ortiz, right? Alan Garner was waiting for Armando to come in, and Mondo beat him. And then we saw Nadi Alvarado waiting for Luis Cordova, and Luis took him to a tiebreaker, stunned him in the first game. So it works to a disadvantage for the player that's waiting. Now, look at Vic. He's actually had a couple games under his belt. He's been able to serve over 100 times to this left side wall. He knows how the ball plays over here. So he can tell you a full report of how this court plays. Allen can't because he just warmed up for 10 minutes. That's it.
You're exactly
right.
So
there is an advantage to the player coming in and a disadvantage to the one that's waiting.
Absolutely.
Early on in the race season, it was about 50-50. I thought that ball broke.
Point.
Wow. What was Allen just not wanting to
I don't know what's going on there.
Partake?
I think maybe the ball
thought the ball
hit
broke.
his wrist or something.
Oh, okay.
Look at those quick hands. Really?
Yeah. Good adjustment right there.
Point.
Ooh. It's an aggressive miss.
Serves 10.
Believe it or
Together
not,
at 10.
Here we are.
Vic does
Over.
that.
Oh, it's a
That's
tough
a
one
tough
to call. I hear some oohs and ahs from the crowd there, but no complaints from one of the nicest guys in the business, Alan Garner.
10 serves 10.
Doesn't even look back. I think that ooh that we heard was from Dave Fink, who went into the stands, and that ball was just naturaled into the corner. If we could
But
see a
that took a
replay on that,
That took a wicked hop.
you would see exactly what I'm talking about. Look, watch this ball. Wow.
That was before. Did that bounce before the dotted line?
Just like on it and after. It did it again.
It's a great serve.
Wow, I think Vic just found one of the best serves I think I've ever seen in my life.
Well, yeah, and you know who does that? I don't know if it's that aggressive, but Sean Lenning does it very nice.
Well, Sean's is
12 serves 10.
remarkable, but this thing has.
And he keeps doing it. He's got to stick to his guns.
Point.
Nice plan by Perez. You hear Allen yelling at himself.
13 serves 10.
Dave, now how is Vic in points? Has he gained many points? I haven't
Well,
seen him.
this is his first tournament to get points.
Okay, so these are.
He's in the points right now. He's also in the money. And a nice get right
catch.
there from Alan Garner. Rolls that out, slams his knee into the wall in the process, and now he's going to ask for a towel. Good gets from both of these players there. A replay of this action is pending. Here it is, brought to you by Simple Green. Alan Garner pops it to the roof. Vic looks unorthodox, but he puts it in a fairly good spot.
That was even a nice get by Vic.
That's what I'm saying, both players.
Oh, yeah, both. Beautiful.
Nice shot right there. Good camera angle from director Linda Manning and camera operator Ben Garad. This is about the part of a rock concert where the lead singer announces everybody in the band. To my right, from Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Wisconsin?
I'm
From
not,
Milwaukee,
I am not
Nevada.
Miss Wisconsin. No, I'm not.
From
Thank you.
Milwaukee, Nevada.
Yep. Mr. Celesto.
What is on my brain if I keep saying Nevada after all that?
I don't know. Maybe Vegas.
Second
We do
serve.
one event in Nevada. And here I'm announcing that we're in Salt Lake, Nevada.
It's okay, Dave. Very unorthodox shot, but wow, great get.
Point.
There's a point for the Blonde Bombshell, TBB.
12 serves 13.
Ball sound like it just broke, but everything on that right side does sound that way.
Right.
Allen gets a point right here, and I think he's going to. Huh.
Nice get.
Now it's his curse.
Yeah.
If he gets a point, it'll be tied at 13. I know the scoreboard's off, but
These guys that hit it super hard seem to be having some trouble of keeping it down, you know, but it happens, so they'll adjust.
Garner did not score there.
14 serves 12.
13-12. Great serve.
Make that 14-12, and he's been getting a lot of points over there on that left wall. This is a good angle, too, to catch that serve. Actually, it's a good
15
angle to
serves
catch
12.
any
Any
serve.
serve, right? We've had to turn to it a couple times.
Oh, I love this angle. That ball just over the
Just
line.
one.
Allen has to go after it. If Vic can keep hitting that
16
ball
serves
right
12.
in that same spot right there where he just served that last one, he's going to win this game.
I agree. See it. That's one thing you can't do with Allen is give him the back wall shot, but
And a timeout called from Alan Garner. Smart call.
Smart.
That's 3 straight points for Vic. He got the side out point, and then he goes in there and gets 2 serves that were remarkable. Vic Perez playing good, steady handball here in this tournament in Salt Lake City, Utah.
yeah.
Did I say that
And
right?
oh, wait, we're in Utah. Oh,
We're
I
in
thought
Utah.
we,
Yeah, sorry. You thought we were in
I thought we
Nevada?
were in Nevada. I'm sorry. But Vic, when you have a good, sense of self-confidence that he has right now because he's upset the 5 seed, who was Shanks, and now he's playing Garner, and obviously he's feeling good, and that's half the battle, Dave. I
Well,
think.
don't forget, he also upset Handy Net,
And, yep,
who was the
very
#1
true.
seed in the qualifier. At one point, he's At one point this year, he was number 6 in the race standings. He's upset net, Charlie Shanks, and now he's leading 17-12 against the blonde bombshell.
And as he slowly scores more points, it's tougher for Allen to come back.
See, but the thing about his game that's so good is that he's not afraid to change serves. He's not afraid to go to the roof. It looks like he has an all-around game. He looks unorthodox at times, but
18 serves 12.
That's the Lake Forest coaching. I don't want to give a big shout out to that, but I think that's a great help in his game, was when he went to school at Lake Forest. And I know we have a lot of Missouri State guys here, so.
Alan Garner gets a point in the side out, now 13-18. This would be a huge victory if Perez can get 7 more points.
13 serves 18.
Just look at it this way. If there's just side outs now until the end of this game, Perez is going to win. It looks like it could have been short. Allen decided to give Perez a little taste of his own medicine there.
Point.
Now Perez is really huffing.
I think Vic really needs. Yeah, I think he really needs this game, though. This first game, Vic does. That puts Allen on the brinks, and hopefully, I shouldn't really side with somebody, but
hopefully, for the Vic camp. And here is a timeout.
Smart.
15-18.
18.
You're watching the WPH Simple Green Race for 8 live here in Salt Lake City.
They good today.
I want to say hello to the Ace Outdoor crew that is sponsoring the tournament, as well as Dewey Bail Bonds, and of course Ace Disposal, Utah Handball Association, World Players of Handball, Mintech, Tucson Rolling Shutters, online at TucsonRollingShutters.com, locally owned, naturally owned.
I never understand if he's playing good or bad. I just know the scores, and he's losing. He doesn't even know if you're playing good or bad, or he doesn't understand it.
Listening to the referee trying to
is
rationalize
he talking about this game? I don't think he's talking about this game.
I think he's perhaps talking about my game.
Nah.
He said, I don't know what the score is, but I can tell you he's not playing good.
No, he wouldn't say that about you, though.
I would say it about you.
You need to give yourself some more confidence, Dave.
I don't know what the score is, but I can tell you right now that that Anthony Celesto,
he's probably losing.
He's probably not playing good right now.
16 serves 18.
Well, he's not a very good player, so I'm just assuming he's losing.
Short.
And we've seen Allen go on a tear of 4 points.
I call it short. He appeals. One agrees. What about you, Sean? They both agree.
It's a good call.
Second serve.
Alan Garner getting a couple points here.
That is such a tough second serve. With so much power, and he just gets it to wrap so fast.
It's tough in doubles, it's tough in singles. 17-18.
Short.
Now Alan Garner's back in this ball game here. There was a 5-point lead for Vic Perez, and he just lost all the momentum somehow. Really from good play from Alan and set up from that amazing serve. And it was almost like Alan said, you know what? That serve that you have, Vic, is so good. I'm going to do it to you.
Yep.
And that's the difference here.
Absolutely.
Alan is a very smart handball player.
Oh, yeah. He's played in a lot of these matches, the competitive, the nail biters, the top pro matches, whereas Vic, like we said, kind of the Cinderella story. Well, he is the Cinderella story.
18 serves 18.
I don't know how many top matches he's played like this, but.
Well, that was his previous match. That was a short ball.
That was.
Oh, okay, that was short. They both disagreed. Second serve. I can't see that.
See, I think he's having trouble with Vic crossing his vision.
Point.
Allen's starting to heat up.
Okay.
It's like those timeouts actually hurt Vic because
it took away from his momentum.
Yeah, that, and I think that his body's stoving up just a little bit. I mean, this is
right.
It's been a long tournament.
19 serves 18.
Oh yeah, he's played a lot of ball.
Short. Second serve.
Did you give Vic my shirt? Looks awfully small.
Well, when you got a body like that, you can kind of show it off, and now it's tied at 19 with Vic serving on that side out. Let's see what Vic does on this serve. He has one timeout left.
He's going to go with the hard serve, I'm guessing.
19 serves 19.
I think he
Catch
found
the-
it.
catch
I'd like to see him sneak one down on the right every now and then, though.
Court.
I don't think he will.
That has a huge hook on
Oh
it.
yeah,
Second
but that's
serve.
yeah.
That
He's
ball
always
came
been
out to
known
the
for his
center of
big
the
hook
court.
though. And you see that when he takes, because he shoots most 90% of his shots with his right hand, and he loves the natural. So on his serve, it's obviously working.
Well, here's one thing. If that ball comes around the revolving door left, you better run up to that right corner. Because he's going to go for it every time.
19.
Yep.
20-19, 5 points away is Vic Perez from taking down Alan Garner in this first game. Now we're tied at 20.
So pretty.
Serves 20.
Must be cheering for
Court.
another match.
Yeah, there's another match going on in the adjacent court with some of the locals getting all
Second serve.
heated up here. This will be a setup for Vic.
Yeah,
And he goes
to
to
the
that corner.
It's his shot.
And now he has 21 points and the serve.
You hear some fans clapping him on.
21 serves
Maybe.
20.
Little excitement. Right?
Changed his serve up here.
You think that's a good idea, Dave?
Well, I tell you, it shows that he has confidence. I don't think it's a good idea, but
One.
it proves that he is comfortable enough
yeah.
to change it. I would have stayed with that one that was giving Alan troubles. Alan's going to stay with it.
21
He's not going to go to
serves
that
21.
little lob serve.
And you got to think that Vic's arm's starting to get sore though from playing so much, and you know Alan has a fresh arm, so it can be. Was that a point?
22
I thought it was
serves
short,
21.
but the referee called a point, and it's now 22-21.
Short. Second serve.
Left corner. Both guys are playing a little further back in the court. You don't really see that up front game like we've been seeing in the last couple matches.
I think it's the power. From here, it doesn't look like it's much, but
Point.
they're hitting the ball hard.
Yeah, and you can hear it hitting the front wall. You know it's power.
I think that's the reason why they're far
Right.
back. Both of these guys have great two-wall passes, and Alan Garner is one of the best I've ever seen at it.
20,
And I think both of these guys are
serves
being drawn
22.
back just because of the power. We're all together here.
And here you go again with the different serve.
Didn't work before. This is the same thing that
He's
happened
going to
before.
shoot the right corner.
And he gets the same exact
shot.
thing that happened
Same
before.
exact, yep.
I mean, it was identical. With
Ceiling?
Vic trying to go to the ceiling, it checks up on the left wall. Unbelievable.
23 serves 22.
23-22 is the score here, with Allen getting that side out and a point. Now 2 points away from taking game number one.
I think that's a very good return that Vic does right there. Keeps it with his left hand, especially coming across his body up high and keeping it around. Not giving Allen an offensive shot.
Vic fell down back there. And Allen rolls the ball out. Vic hit a ball and I think tripped over his own foot. Now it's game point for Alan Garner.
Third timeout.
Vic takes his last timeout.
Score is 24 serving 22.
Well, you can't leave the tournament with him in your pocket, so
right.
you might as well take him.
Absolutely.
Now, oddly enough, the referee just called the score 23-22, and I thought that Alan Garner had 24 points. So we have a little dispute here with the referee actually announcing 23-22.
Well, we found that to be a problem yesterday.
Like they use the other one.
Did we not?
Yeah, we
Just
did.
two, yeah.
You're watching the
Pink and
WPH
Vincent.
Simple Green race rate. I'm going to have to ask Alan Garner quickly. Alan, I know we're live here on the air. Isn't it 24-22? He just announced 23. Alan comes by the broadcast booth here. Thought we'd just give him a quick
shout out.
Ask.
Yeah,
Referee
why not?
announced 23. Now Vic is going to have to get a side out, which would bring it to 23.
Well, or
He's going to have to. Well, there's no other ors. He has to get the side out.
that's very true. Yeah. Well, he could score a point if Allen missed. So obviously it's
Right.
a side out.
It's a
but-
side out.
Right.
So he would bring 23-24.
Mhm.
He would then have to score a point immediately to go into extra innings.
Right.
to have the possibility of winning this match. He needs the side out. So right now, it's as if you're serving and you're having to score points
Right.
in traditional scoring as the retriever. I hope you can follow all that.
Seems a little longer than a minute timeout.
Well, he's got a glove change. It was.
Oh, he did.
It was awarded.
I did not hear that.
We're down in the last couple seconds of this 2-minute glove change. That was awarded to Alan Garner, who's also changed his shirt. Strange to see a 2-minute glove change with just one more point left in a match.
I agree. And I don't know, personally, I find it very funny to see when someone's in the service box to call a timeout when the momentum is somewhat in their favor.
Well, he didn't call the timeout. Vic
No.
called the timeout, his third timeout, and then when Alan Garner came out to get a drink of water, the referee saw that his clothes were wet and told him to change it. But it was with 1 point left. I find that kind of odd.
Oh, that he tell him to change his shirt?
Well, I'm glad they're doing it. I mean, I'm glad refs do that, but we're talking about one point here.
Right.
Probably less than 2 minutes left to play either way.
Yeah.
Unless we go into overtime. It's just going to be weird if Allen gets an ace right here and now we have another 3-minute break. That's what I'm saying.
Agreed. It's a setup for Allen.
And he missed it. And now with a point here, Vic Perez could force overtime.
I think he needs to go back to his hard serve, Dave.
I agree with you. That lob thing did not work.
Yeah, we saw he gave the two same exact shots back to back when he did the lob serve.
23 to 24. And he gets it. And now we're going to go into overtime. No matter what happens from this point.
If he can stick with it. Oh, go ahead.
A point here does not win it, right, for Vic.
And there's
Look
that
at that
great
amazing hop.
There's a setup for him.
I think that 2-minute timeout could have actually broke Allen's momentum.
Yep, I agree.
Now here it is, Vic Perez serving to win the first game. Unbelievable chain of events here.
He's got to go for a crack.
Oh, it's a big revolving door, and Allen just lasers that around the corner and gets a point himself. That was a terrible
That's the
serve.
last thing you want to do.
That's the problem with that big hook going over to that left wall. You have to get that ball near the crack on that left wall to have it come out.
Right. Or at least have it hit a lot further, further
now
away
Alan
from
Garner
the back
is
wall.
serving here to win the first game at 26 to 25.
I was looking for a slide down the right, to be honest with you.
I kinda
Catch
thought
him
so
off,
too.
catch him off guard.
Almost said it myself.
So,
And there it
so
is.
tough.
Alan Garner takes game number one,
tough.
27 to 25. It's an unfortunate loss for the Vic Perez camp.
The Cinderella story.
He had a chance there with that serve, and he just put the
hit
wrong
it too
serve
hard.
on there.
Yep, absolutely.
We're going to take a timeout. We'll be back in 2 minutes. You stick here at racefor8.com. 0 serve 0. Game number 2 underway. It was a heartbreaking loss for Vic Perez, who served a game point to defeat Alan Garner 26-24, and then Alan just flipped it right around and won 27-25.
Well, Alan Garner mishit that return of serve when Vic served that first game at 25-24, but the ball rolled out. He just caught it on the wrong part of his hand, but got enough of it to roll it out. But that game, Dave, from courtside was absolutely unbelievable. I'm glad that I was suspended and fined for being 1 point late for the match, because it gave me an opportunity to see Vic Perez for the first time live, right up against the glass. And this guy's got the goods, is what I'm trying to say, Dave. The camera does not do him justice. This guy's got power, he's got control, and he's got conditioning. He's the TP, as they say, the total package.
1 serves 1.
He's also got the looks, but I was just referring to his handball game at that time.
I'm really impressed.
Point. 2 serves 1. Point.
Alan Garner, Dave, looks as big as I've ever seen him right now.
3 serves 1.
Alan does look like he's gained some weight.
Alan Garner was on my short list, Dave. Actually, my favorite to win this event, but he came in about 10 pounds heavier than he normally is, and I don't know if that's going to enable him to move around and have the conditioning that he'll need against a Sean Lenning should he win here. Alan Garner, in the middle of that first game, Dave, where he was trailing 18-12, hit about 4 flat rollouts in the corners, amazing shots. And then Vic responded with a couple of mice that were just rolling through the court, flat rolls.
You have to say, though, that Vic Perez in this tournament has just been eye-opening how well he has played. Not only is he making some great shots around the revolving door offensively, but his defensive play has been just spot on, almost putting his opponents in such a bad position, and then he capitalizes by hitting these corner kills. And then late in that game, you saw him go into lob serves, which shows that he has a lot of confidence. It wasn't effective, but it shows that he had a lot of confidence with what he was doing. Very impressed with the fact that anybody that can go into a very intense match like this and change it up and do something like an underhand lob serve shows that they're very relaxed.
Well, you can see that Vic is always thinking out there. He's not overcome by the moment. He's very much within himself at all times. Even having the awareness, Dave, to take a timeout when his opponent scored 2 or 3 points. He can recognize the difference between an Alan Garner when he gets hot and immediately slow down that momentum with a timeout.
Now we're coming back in after that timeout. Alan Garner serving here. He won the first game 27-25. Now we're at 6-1 versus Perez, who you'd think would be just running out of gas here, Dave.
Well, Dave, not only did he win 2 qualifier matches yesterday and a match earlier today against Charlie Shanks, but you have to factor in the altitude, Dave, which is an unbelievable factor here at this elevation.
7 serves 1.
I can't speak for the other players, Dave, but I felt like I was going through cardiac arrest in there several times. I actually wanted to just quit, and
not because I was losing so badly like I do at my own tournaments, but because I just couldn't breathe.
I thought you had a great tournament. You played very well. This is a great environment. People are walking around. It's very exciting here. Starting to roll in. This is actually now the beginning of the other tournament, the Aces
8 serves 2
tournament, which is a very interesting vibe here. And they're all coming out and watching the pros, and it's just it's a celebration of handball in Salt Lake City, Utah. But you put on a great show, and unfortunately, most of those out-of-towners are showing up now. Missed out on some of your great play early, but those that were watching the live webcast in the thousands got to tune in to some great play by you, Mr. Fink. I appreciated it. I liked it, actually. I always like seeing upsets, and I thought you were going to get one in your first game against Luis Moreno, and that second one looked like you were out of it all the way until the end, where you had a better score than your first game, almost.
Not quite as good a score, but
felt good at the end when you started catching fire.
I ran out of time in that second game.
And gas.
Well, that too. That's a great shot from Vic Perez. Alan Garner not able to retrieve that Vic Perez right corner kill.
4 serves 8.
You see Vic continuing to give Alan different looks here, Dave. That time Vic stepping in and taking the wraparound shot out of the air. That was the right shot. Just didn't quite get in the right position to make the shot.
9 serves 4.
Alan Garner, Dave, not known for having a great serve, but it was his serve that won him that first game, Dave. He hit a couple of amazing ace serves down the left late in that first game. And I'm sure you saw those here in the booth, but a couple of reverses that were just nasty down the left at crucial moments. And Alan Garner's got that serve in him.
Well, it was almost like Alan was watching Vic serve the ball and said, you know what, I can do that too. And almost like it motivated Alan to show us his A serve.
10 serves 5.
I mean, because before that time, he wasn't feeling pressured with that serve. He wasn't trying to give Vic the best thing that he had, and Vic broke off some of the best serves I've ever seen over there with the balls checking up on that left wall. They were nasty.
Absolutely amazing. The ball hopping into the left side wall, coming out 2 or 3 feet because of the natural that he was putting on that serve.
I've never seen anything like it.
No, it was bouncing out parallel.
Yeah, I've never seen anything like it. If Vic would have gone over to the right wall and hit the ball about dead center in the middle of the court, it would have hopped all the way to the side wall. But it was effective what he was doing, and then he went away and went to 2 lob serves that were totally ineffective.
And you will very rarely see Alan Garner miss that shot in the right corner. That's his bread and butter.
6 serves 11.
Alan Garner, Dave, has now moved into that top 4.
Over. I called it over. You know, I'll change my mind. Yeah, that was down.
And you see Vic, the gentleman,
Point.
giving Alan the call there.
12 serves 6. Short. Second serve. Point.
Beautiful right corner kill there, and a timeout from Vic. And this is
timeout.
Crucial moment here in the second game for Vic. If Alan gets a little bit farther away from him, it'd be almost impossible for Vic to come back in this second game.
Vic is not going to be able to walk for a couple days after this tournament is over. I mean, he is really feeling the effects of this amazing Cinderella story that he is a part of right now, as he is calling a timeout. As soon as you might think that he's over with. I mean, we were writing him off in the first game, saying, well, Allen's up there at 23, 1 more point away. Vic came back and scored a couple points and then forced overtime. Actually served to win the match.
The
It was
first
a terrible
game.
serve in the first game. Excuse me, served to win the first game.
Allen actually mishit that return just slightly.
It was a bad serve, I felt.
It was a bad serve. It was too deep. It came around that revolving door, which is Alan Garner's wheelhouse.
And it's funny, I saw Vicky came over and asked me if he can get another shirt, which I gave him a WPH shirt here, and I said to him, I'm sorry. I said, it's okay, man.
13-36.
But I was apologizing to him for him not winning that first game. That's okay, man.
Point.
I just meant I'm sorry that you lost.
Now, will Vic now climb up the LAAC handball ladder based on this performance, or is that only, can you only jump up the ladder from what you do in-house matches?
Second serve.
Well, I believe that he now has a target in-house. And those people back home are going to say, I just beat the guy that qualified. And so he's going to have a target on his back. He's going to have Ricky Ruiz and some of the big ball players will be coming in there saying, I can beat Vic in small ball, and I'm going to show you. And so now he's either going to get a lot of competition or a lot of people trash talking. So does it affect him? It's going to affect him in a way that you probably weren't thinking. These guys are going to all go after him now, which is actually going to improve his game a little bit. Now all of a sudden his phone's going to ring and people are going to want to play with him. Marco Chavez and Vince Munoz and Toddy Severa and those guys will be, why don't you come down to the fire station and see how you do here? And then Toddy, you know, if he takes a game or two off him, will say, well, I'm still there. I still have it. I think that this is also putting Vic Perez's phone number into Nadi Alvarado Jr.'s Rolodex. Nadi takes trips to LAAC. He does play against Marcos in the past and just recently also playing with Toddy Severa. So I believe now Nadi has a new sparring partner down in Southern California.
8-15.
I get those text message updates on the application called Voxer. I don't know if you follow Voxer.
Every time I try and download one of your apps, it shuts down my phone completely.
Well, that's because with you, I always attach a little virus to all my emails.
I wanted to thank you for the 6 hours I spent on the phone with customer service with Sprint last time you sent me something. It was a good time.
Second serve.
While you were sitting on the couch, I was on the phone there. I was eating a Krispy Kreme donut watching Ghost Hunters. So you might have had it rough, but I had it very easy.
Would like to get those forwards, though, of these sparring sessions. So I may actually take the chance and download Voxer.
Well, you really should, because it's an application that all the handball players are on. It's a walkie-talkie that will talk in real time, just like a telephone, for free. And I talked to Simon Fitzgerald in Australia, as well as Clifford Yip in Ireland.
9-16.
Some of the handball players all around the world. The great thing is you can attach up to 500 contacts into your phone and send them one message, and it goes to everybody, and it's an audio message. But the great thing is you can also share pictures and also text message. And you can attach it to your GPS, which it just comes automatic. And so when Alan Garner boxered me and told me that he was at his house, I told him, no, you're on Westminster Street. Your house isn't on Westminster. And he goes, how do you know that? I said, because I'm looking at your GPS coordinates right now.
Slow down for a second here, Papa Ganoush. I'm just now entering the smartphone generation within the last 3 weeks. This is a little overwhelming for me.
All right. So
I do have a couple of apps on my phone. I can check all the scores of every live tennis tournament being played. And that's, for me, where I am right now.
That's where you're just on tennis scores?
I'm there.
Oh, my gosh. That was so, like, 10 years ago. Okay. Well,
18-10.
I see who I'm talking to, and I will try to dumb it up just a little bit for you. I won't create a PowerPoint presentation, step to step. I'm just saying, go on to Voxer. You can hit me up. My phone number is 520-336-6231. That's 520-336-6231. Add me to your
19
contacts,
serves 10.
and we can start boxing. Marco Chavez and I box every day. In fact, I'm looking right now, and I have a boxer message.
So you can send individual Vox messages or to
mass.
your entire contact list.
See, Marco Chavez, I'll show you how many conversations that Marcos and I are having.
One.
John Bike, Nadia Alvarado Sr., John Robles, we're all on it. Oh, but you're trying to figure out your phone, I understand. Also want to say that I boxer Eric Hilgren, who's helping us set up at the college for next week's collegiate tournament. We will have another live broadcast. The USHA's 60th four-wall National Collegiate Handball Championships will be held in Springfield, Missouri. That'll be next weekend.
I know
We'll
you and
have
I,
the live
Dave, are
broadcast.
very much looking forward to that. We'll be putting in 4 consecutive 12-hour days, which is actually like a vacation for you,
20
just a
serves
12-hour
10.
day.
Yeah, I was like, only 12? I mean, really?
Short. Second serve.
Meanwhile, Alan Garner has 10, and Vic Perez, excuse me, Alan's at 20, and Vic is at 10, and that's 21 now for Alan Garner.
Alan Garner just loads up and crushes that left-hand pass with a nice natural on it. Ball wrinkled away from Vic.
21 serves 10.
Garner now 4 points away from advancing to play
Point.
Sean Linning or Chip Morales. Chip
Now
will be
there's
up.
no
22
denying,
serves
Dave, that
10.
Alan Garner has a huge advantage here playing in his first match
Short.
compared to Vic's 4th. And that's
Second serve.
has a lot to do with this uneven scoreline here in this second game, because we saw a fresh Vic, Dave, very much competitive with Alan Garner, and
One.
actually had a great chance to win that first game.
23 serves 10.
And
Point.
now Alan Garner completely in cruise control.
Match point serves
Do you,
10.
do you have this app on your smartphone?
Short. Second serve.
As I pull up my Papa John's pizza app. Vic is still fighting though, Dave.
I
He's not going
respect
to win
everything
this.
about Vic.
He's not going to win this one, but he is fighting, and it's great to see. He's a really nice guy.
And a
11
great
serves
handball
24.
player. Before we would always just say really nice guy. I think now we might have to introduce him as great handball player, great guy.
Match.
There it is. Alan Garner takes down Vic Perez. And I'll tell you right now, the crowd has appreciated what they're seeing from Vic, and they are going to give him a round of applause when he steps out of this court. You watch this crowd. They're very educated here in Salt Lake City, Utah. The crowd is going to put their hands together for Vic Perez, who doesn't bask in the glory much. Now we have another one coming up right around the corner. We're going to take a quick timeout. Sean Linning versus Chip Morales next. You stick right here for more handball action at racefor8.com.
So, same time next week?
Well, of course.
Put away a few bucks, feel like $1 million. For free tips to help you save, go to Feed the Pig.
The smallest moments can have the biggest impact on a child's life. Play your part in the circle of life. Take time to be a dad today. Visit fatherhood.gov to learn more.
Hello, I'm Bruce Fabrizio, inventor of Simple Green. Our non-toxic, biodegradable, all-purpose cleaner works great for cleaning. Thank you. Non-toxic, biodegradable, Simple Green. It's great for cleaning.
Up, college is hard. Down, those books are heavy.
My sport is football, but my passion is education. So every year I take promising high schoolers on a college tour to show them that higher education means a brighter future.
My name is Nnamdi Asamoah. I don't just wear the shirt, I live it.
You can be a reader, tutor, or mentor too. Take the pledge at liveunited.org/volunteer.
Do you wear this?